Greetings. Ignore the Pokemon on the screen. I haven't recorded my postcom for week 3 call yet. Well, actually I have, but I forgot to turn the music off of the replays. I gotta re-record that. Absolute poggers right there. TEC. We're here in TEC honedge. Yep. We're in honedge hell right now. We're cursed to honedge forever. I wanted to do this more professionally than I normally do my analysis. And I usually do my analysis more professional. Usually I just do them on Showdown. I wanted to do it more professionally. My voice recorder app is not working. I don't have PowerPoint, so none of this is exactly gonna work for me. So unfortunately, we do have to do it this way. I didn't want to. I did want to make it more professional. No, I'm just gonna get rid of these Pokemon on the screen. I'll reset my layout later. They're just really pissing me off being here. So I'm just gonna get rid of them real quick. While we do that, let me talk a little bit about how this draft went. It was a pretty quick draft, surprisingly. There wasn't really a lot of johners. There was only one guy who was a johner because he was constantly asleep during his picks and would never leave picks. And the one time he did leave picks, he got sniped immediately after his pick. So we ended up waiting for him. The maximum amount of times you can be skipped before getting replaced is 3 times. He got skipped 4 times and is still here. Okay, so I had the 8th pick in the draft. I know a lot of people say it's a very weird draft spot. I personally do like 8th overall in the draft. I think that just worked really well, to be honest. I think it worked out for me. You know, I originally had a full-on plan using Megazard. Megazard got sniped at 3rd overall. This draft was weird. We had 1st overall Garchomp, 3rd overall Megazard, like really early 1st round Heatran. We had some really weird. There's some really weird picks. Like I don't even know how to talk about those picks. These picks are this division's gonna drive me nuts. So starting off, let's go and start off with what we first got. When you think about what's kind of made it back to me, it's kind of weird what has made it back to me. There's Mega Galade, there's Torn T, there's Mega Mawile, there's Dio Speed. You know, there's a lot of really good stuff that made it back to me. Stuff that usually shouldn't, like Mega Galade and Torn T should not have made it back to me. But you know, Schmite wanted Mega Galade. Told me about wanting Mega Galade, so I was not gonna snipe. I was not gonna snipe them of that. You know, cause it's not who I am. You know, I knew that they wanted it. They entrusted telling me that is what they wanted. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna respect that, and I'm gonna let you take it. So. Thinking about what gets me, I could have gone Torn T because Torn T is a good Pokemon. I could have gone Torn T. I could have grabbed like Mega. I could have grabbed like Mega Scizor again. I could have grabbed Mega Medicham. But when this Pokemon makes it back to you at 8th overall, you're kind of forced to pick it. When Mega Mawile makes it back to you, and why the hell is this not on Legacy? Hold up. As you can see, I'm not very professional when it comes to my draft analysis. Mega Mawile, when this thing makes it back to you, you kind of have to. You kind of just have to pick it. Like, there really isn't any other option. Like, Torn T would have been nice, but the thing is, it's Mega Mawile. Like, why am I going to pass this thing up? This thing is insane. First of all, it's a physical fairy, and I have said in the past that I don't like physical fairies because of this move. This damn move right here. This damn move. I hate this move so much. Play rough. 90% accurate. It's pretty much Rock Slide. And we all know how I am with inaccurate moves. So this is gonna be a fun season. It also gets access to like Iron Head, I believe. Iron Head, it gets the Elemental Fangs as well as it gets Ice Punch, so it's better for ground types. This thing's just insane. It's an absolutely amazing physical wall breaker. Also gets Sucker Punch, it gets Swords Dance, it gets a lot of really cool utility as well. It gets to do like Stealth Rocks. So I want to be more of a defensive because of its pretty good physical defense and even decent special defense. It can run a decent defensive set and set up rocks and all that stuff. I don't think dry passing is even allowed here, so that's kind of sad. But we also get stuff like Crunch. We of course get the Elemental Fangs. Maybe not Thunder Fang. Does this thing not get Thunder Fang? No, it gets Thunder Punch. So it gets all the punches except for Fire Punch, but it gets all the fangs except for Fire Fang. I mean, except for Thunder Fang, but this thing's gonna be really good for me. I'm really expecting to put in a lot of work here. For a nickname, we're going with Miley Cyrus because it has 2 faces. fits perfectly. If I can spell it. I don't know if I spelled it correctly. But yeah. Why is this thing so good, you may be asking? Base 105 attack doesn't look too special. Huge power though is an ability that what huge power does is it boosts the power of it doubles your attack, meaning it effectively has base 210 attack. Base 50 speed is like meh, but I got a really good trick room setter for if I want to run it in trick room, I get that option, which I like. So that thing's gonna be really good for us. Now for our next pick, we're bringing back something that's been with us since that we did grab in GDEX. It very much underperformed for us, but simply because I didn't use it properly. I'm better at Pokemon now. I've learned more about versatility and how all that stuff works. So I just gonna go Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile is 2/3 of a Dragon Steel Fairy Core in one Pokemon. So like, okay, do I want to complete that? Do I want to go something else that's still available, like Celesteela is still available if I want another Steel? Do I want to go like another Fairy and Clefable? This is like, do I want to go Gliscor? I think Gliscor is still available at times. I want to go like Tapu Fini. Like, there was a lot of really good there was still a lot of really good options. But in terms of what I wanted Kyurem. Because it's Kyurem. Kyurem is a very good Pokemon. Overall, Kyurem's very good because of its versatility. Base 130 in both attack and stats is pretty good. 95 speed's alright, but we did get webs on this team, so that's gonna be very good later on. Looking at it later, it's getting like Draco Meteor. It's gonna be clicking like Ice Beams and Freeze Dries. It gets really good coverage. It gets like Shadow Ball. It can't use Signal Beam because cut moves aren't allowed. So I just do National Dex, not Nat Dex Legacy. National Dex Draft. It gets Dual Wing Beat. It gets Roost. It gets like subs, and we're like a sub Roost set with D-Dance to boost its alright speed. Like, it has a lot of really cool options for what it can do, and that's what I like about it so much, is its versatility. And pretty much what it's going to be doing every game is, we're not going to be running specs on this thing every game. We're going to it's a great specs user. It can really abuse specs, but it can also really abuse being able to use that Roost to kind of keep it healthy, especially with that Stealth Rock weakness. So that's something that I really like about this team so far. I also think it synergizes pretty well with Mega Mawile. I think it synergizes well for the fact that Mega Mawile really can't do that well with grounds. If it's a ground that it can't outspeed or survive a hit from and kill with Ice Punch, it's in trouble. Kyurem is going to destroy all those. Kyurem doesn't like Steel types or Fairy types, and Mega Mawile doesn't care about the two. Mega Mawile is neutral to Steel, but nah, doesn't really. Actually, is it weak to Steel? I don't remember. I think it wasn't. I don't know, my type charts I use are weird. Anyway, we're going to be naming Kyurem the Wagon, because it is a the Wagon. One last look at those stats, which are absolutely insane. Let me also fix this a bit. Fix this layout. Looks pretty good. Alright. Now, for my third pick, if I can remember it properly, and I don't have two monitors, I can't just go check right now. Third pick. Yep. Third pick is another oldie. Something else that was on our BDL team before we dropped it. That is going to be the fastest thing alive, Slowbro. Slowbro is amazing. It gives me a regen Pokemon, it gives me a Trick Room setter, and to get this thing in the 3rd round and my like little mid-draft pick, I was honestly kind of surprised. It does a lot of things really well. It's a great physical and special. While even only 80 base special defense, that 95 base HP pretty much combined with that is really good. Don't sleep on offensive Slowbro either. Base 100 special attack combined with its bulk allows it to be really good in a lot of situations. It gives me an amazing slow pivot with teleport, which is absolutely great for Mega Mawile. It gives me a Trick Room setter, which is that Mega Mawile also really enjoys being able to use that Trick Room. Don't sleep on Calm Mind Iron Defense Slowbro, because that can sweep you with stored power. Like, it's very, very powerful. It also gets stuff like Future Sight. It gets a lot of really cool utility, and it's a great bulky pivot for my 2 offensive pieces, which really aren't the greatest bulky pivots at the time. So that's pretty much all there really is to comment on Slowbro. Slowbro is a pretty straightforward Pokemon in what it does. It's just meant to be an unkillable wall most of the times, and it does a very good job at doing that. So Slowbro, we're gonna be naming it because it's so fast. It's so fast. We can't believe how fast it really is. We're gonna name it Fast Bro. Now 4th pick, something kind of easy. looking at his draft so far, I need a flying type because my team can handle grounds pretty well, but nothing really switches into grounds other than Slowbro. But Slowbro isn't really checking grounds too much because it's not really running that much offensive investment, so it's not the greatest check to grounds. And Kiram doesn't really want to take the hit and doesn't want to switch into stealth rocks and all that kind of stuff. So, something that can help me with that is Crobat. Crobat, of course, that can really help us. That also helps with our speed tiers. Now we got a 130 because our speed tiers before were 50, 95, 30, and now we got a 130 in here. Its abilities are alright. Infiltrator is pretty good. Inner Focus can also be useful if I'm running a physical set. It can Brave Bird, it can Defog, it can be some really nice utility. It can even run special sets. Like if you really want to run Nasty Plot, you can run special sets on this thing. It gets a lot of really cool. It gets a lot of really cool stuff. It gets U-turn. It gets like Taunt for utility. It gets Roost to be able to stay healthy. It gets Tailwind. It gets a lot of really cool utility, as I'm saying, and it gives me a remover, which is good at this point because Kiram, one of my primary offensive Pokemon at the moment, it does not like Stealth Rocks. So easy, we're fixing our little Stealth Rock weakness by adding Crobat onto this team. It is a nice Stealth Rock weakness, but it'll probably be running heavy to boost our Black Sludge a lot. So I think it'll be good when it comes to that regard. Now, stats wise, it's okay. It's balanced everywhere except for speed, which is amazing. Its speed is really good, but it's kind of balanced everywhere else. But it's not necessarily bad because it's balanced. It still does a lot of really good stuff for this team because 90 base physical attack is not terrible. 70 base special attack is pretty bad, but with a Nasty Plot, that's honestly really usable with a Nasty Plot. So it can be a physical wall breaker against the lesser walls that Mega Mawile is not going to be able to break. So that's kind of how it's looking so far. It's also getting some pretty good SPDF. It gets me some pretty good defense. Its defenses aren't very bad either, and I'm really excited to use this thing because it's gonna have some really cool utility. And it's probably because we all know how crazy I like to get with my poison type sets. Like literally, my poison type sets are always crazy. I always go with like some weird poison type sets. Like my Gengar has only been being used in Column. My Gengar has only been being used for utility. In G-Dex, my Nidoqueen was pretty much mostly offensive, which is kind of weird for Nidoqueen. In BDL, my poison type was Toxtricity and Tentacruel, which I kind of use weirdly. I use Tentacruel for a rain set against Boaz. I use Tentacruel for a Swords Dance set against Soup. So, where's my mouse? There it is. I'm always losing my mouse, like seriously. Naming it the only name there is, Brobat. Yes, very original, I know. Now, next pick, I'm actually gonna have to go check because now, though I do know the rest of my draft, I forget which order I did. I'm pretty sure I know what's next, but I'd rather not chance it and just get it. So let me go ahead and go check what my next pick is because I know what my team is, but I don't know which order I picked it in. Okay, so next Pokemon is what I think it was. So what am I currently looking at on this team? We have a really nice Dragon Steel Fairy Core. We have a pretty nice start to a Fire Water Grass Core. So here's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. I can go for more hazards. Do I want to go for more hazards? Do I want to go for more removal, or do I want to work on, or I want to try to work on this Fire Water Grass Core and kind of get that established? And I decided to go for the Fire Water Grass Core by getting myself a pretty good fire that I didn't want to get sniped, so I did grab it probably like a round earlier than I should have grabbed it, but I think it all worked out in the end. That is going to be, it's going to be right here, so I don't even need to type it, or it should be right here, so I don't even need to type it. No, is it UU and Natdex? What? Okay, fine. So then we got in BDL, it is the clown itself, Blacephalon. That thing's gonna be very fun to use. If we're looking at its stats, that special attack is wilding. Not 15. 151. Pretty good with 127 attack. Actually gives it usable physical sets. Yes, it has usable physical sets. Its main problem is that it doesn't really get very good physically offensive fire moves. It can blow up its head, it can knock off, it could flamethrower, it can expanding force, it can encore. It's some really nice utility. So it's not just a choice spam mon, because it can have some really good utility for what it needs to do in games. It also gets like fire spin. Not fire. Does it get fire spin? Yeah, it does get fire spin. Okay, that's some cool utility that we can use. It also gets explosion. The clown can explode. It's a very self-explanatory mon. It's insanely frail, but it's fast and it hits really hard. It's a very straightforward Pokemon, and we're gonna be naming it Adachi. I know we named our Zygarde Adachi and BDL, but it's a clown. What better name is there for a clown than Adachi? The 4 people out there who played Persona will get the reference. Now, next pick. I just saw Spider-Man Far Away From Home, so I was like, okay, let's get Spider-Man as a Pokemon, Galvantula. So Galvantula is a very good Pokemon. Compound Eyes allows it to hit almost 100% accurate thunders, which combined with its base 97 special attack is pretty usable. 108 speed is just 1 ahead of Clown, but trust me guys, my fastest Pokemon is not gonna be a 108, okay? We're not doing BDL again, okay? We're not doing that again. We got Thunder, and also we now get the option to run Sticky Web. Would it be a me team if I didn't have the option to run Sticky Web? I always draft Sticky Web Pokemon for some reason. I had webs on BDL, I have webs on the other BDL. I joined another BDL that I'm not recording. And then I had webs in Kahlo, I think. Do I have webs in Kahlo? I forget if I have webs, but I just like grabbing webs. Webs are super cool. It helps. It really pairs well with Kyurem, even with Mega Mawile, because Mega Mawile now can outspeed a little bit faster Pokemon. Because 199 is the most it can run, so it probably won't be outspeeding like base 100s, but it'll outspeed like base 70s and all that stuff, which can always be very useful. It helps with the Kyurem and its kind of meddling speed. Also helps Clown not to run Choice Scarfs many times and be able to take advantage of heavy duty boots or Choice Specs more often. In my opinion, it's just something that they're all really gonna like. And as you kind of can see, you can probably already see on this team that I'm leaning more towards hyper offense. I already have a web setter, and I'm gonna draft some cheap hazard stackers later on, which you'll see. Our next pick is one of them, and then for what we'll be naming it, I do have to use emojis for this because it's the only way to do it. We'll be naming this one Peter Barker because I'm very funny. The next pick, looking at his draft so far, kind of looking at it, it's kind of Psychic Weak, cause Mega Mawile does not have the best special defense in the world, so it's not really gonna switch into Psychics that well. I don't really have a lot to switch into Psychics, other than probably my best switch in is a Slowbro, which is very good, but then my second best is a Mega Mawile, which is not the greatest, especially since it doesn't really want us to take Chip to then be revenge killed easier later on in the game. So I really feel like we need an immunity, which of course means we have to draft a Dark type. Looking at what kind of is available for us for Dark type. Looking at it, I also need a Grounded Poison, which is 2 poisons, but I'm just like, why don't I just grab a Poison Dark? If I grab a Poison Dark, then that is 2 poisons that share no weaknesses together. So I thought, sure, why not? We went ahead and we grabbed a Drapion. Now Drapion, pretty good Pokemon. It can run Sniper, Wide Lens, not Wide Lens, like Scope Lens, or whatever the hell the item's called. And a Night Slash, and that can be just like a really, really fun set. This thing also gets some pretty good utility that can be very useful pretty much for anything. Drapion gets Night Slash, right? Yep. It does need to get Night Slash. It also gets Fell Stinger. It can do some really funny sweeps. That could be a really funny way to sweep if I do that. It also gets Throat Chop, which can help counter opposing Sylveons. It can get Poison Jab. It gets Knockoff. So this is gonna be another knock user, which is always very appreciated. So I believe my knock user so far is Adachi, unless Mega Mawile gets Knockoff. Yeah, Mega Mawile gets Knockoff too. As you see, I don't prep very well for these. So it gets Knockoff. It also gets me T-Spikes, meaning that now I have a Toxic Spike setter, which of course now you're starting to see the hyper offense of this team starting to shine. I have Crazy Breakers, and now I have a Sticky Web setter and a Toxic Spike setter. Yes, we're doing that this season. For the nickname, we'll be naming this Evolve to Me, I guess. We'll be naming this Evolve to Me, I guess. because my name on Discord is Scorpion, so it's the evolved form of Skorupi. So kind of fits. I have a mixture of Skorupi and Eevee saved on my computer that I made in Paint 3D. Maybe I'll reveal that one day. I have posted it to Discord, so it is beautiful. It also gives me a really good physically defensive Pokemon. So as you can see, my team is very physically defensive currently. There's the best special defense here, but we will be fixing that by getting special defense later on in the draft. Like what this thing is though, 95 base speed tier also kind of helps to kind of patch up some speed gaps I might have between like I don't know, but 95 speed tier. It does share the same speed tier with Kyurem, which of course isn't the best, but having 95 Pokemon is never a bad thing. And never a match, and there are matchups that can happen where Kyurem isn't coming, but Drapion is. Pretty much a good way to put it. Now my next pick, I have to go check it because once again I know what I drafted, but I don't know the order I drafted them in. So let me go ahead and check that real quick. So next one is something that I really love. I love Claydol so much, and that is what we picked up. I was originally gonna hype it up, but then I accidentally spilled it out already. So nope, yep, it's Claydol. Nickname is of course same nickname I had in Calo, which is teachers be like, because it has a bunch of eyes. There isn't much I can say on Claydol that I haven't said before. Like, I love this thing. It gives me some much needed special defense, which we desperately needed on this team. It gives me another slow pivot with teleport. It gives me stuff like nasty plot. It can actually sweep with rock polish, weakness policy. It sets up stealth rocks for me. It can teleport out. It can spread toxic. It can spin to get rid of rocks. Like, it can do a lot of really cool things, and it has a lot of versatility other than being strapped down to the completely defensive role. It can run a lot of versatility. It's much thing on Claydol. As I said, not much I can say Claydol that I haven't said before. And my next pick is a pretty good Pokemon. You know, looking at my team so far, I do kind of struggle with removers. I only have 2 removers, and one is a defogger, which a defogger isn't necessarily. Okay, defoggers are nice to have, but on a webs team, especially like a hyper offense team like I've been drafting, well, I'm not saying this team's like full on hyper offense, but it is leaning towards hyper offense with the way that it is, with the way that it's got like hazards, it's got its hazard stackers, and it's got its wall breakers. But I was like, okay, I need another spinner. And then types I still need a grass type, I still need a fighting type, and I believe I still need a rock type. And I believe those are all the types that I currently still need on this team. I also need a normal type. So I'm like, okay, cheap spinner, Hitmontop. Very good. I would still stay on it. Hitmontop is absolutely amazing. First of all, it does give me a spinner. It also gives me Technician. So Technician Triple Axle can always be really useful for breaking subs and that kind of stuff. Just being really good. Technician Mach Punch, Quick Attack, Rapid Spin. Like, it's got some really nice little utility options. Sucker Punch, Fake Out. So it's pretty much a defensive Pokemon, but it kind of works really well at what it does, being able to be a secondary spinner if Claydol is not able to spin. Sorry if I sound a little weird. My nose is stuffy, like very stuffy right now. It can also fit special sets. Base 35 special attack is power. You just run Fire Blast. Does it get Fire Blast? What is this thing special covered? Okay, anyway, not really much else to say on this thing. It does a lot of really cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff that are really gonna help this team in the long run, are gonna, make it a better team in the end. Now we're gonna wrap this up quickly because I'm running out of time to record this. I'm running out of time to record this. Okay. Name is gonna be like a record. If you know, you know. Next pick. Orange is gonna hate me for this one. He already does hate me for this one. Eldegoss. Had to complete my Fire, Water, Grass core. Had to complete my Regenerator core. Eldegoss did it. Also, because Orange just absolutely loves this Pokemon, we're just gonna go ahead and name it Ace Trainer Orange. After Orange. So we got Regen, we got Effect Spore as well, and even Cotton Down. Cotton Down could have some really cool uses. So the Gores is not very good. I will say that. But it is able to spread paralysis, it is able to spread sleep, it can leech seed, it's also another spinner because, you know, it's me. You know I could never have enough spinners. So it's very good. Now I'm just say about it. Now I'm gonna say on Eldegoss, because there isn't really much I can comment about Eldegoss. It's Eldegoss. Like, not much else to say about that. Yeah. Good special defense, which can really be useful later on, which will be useful with my lower special defense on this team, of course. Now, next Pokemon. Licky Licky. I wanted some Wishboard on this team. You know me, I really cannot go without Wishboard. Licky Licky is gonna be named America, because we here in America are fat. Licky's pretty good because Oblivious makes it can't be taunted, so you can't taunt it to make it not be able to wish. Wish passing, great defensive stats overall. Very bulky, hard to kill. Explosion for utility, you know, all that stuff. Knockoff to give me another knock user, a very good knock user at that. Toxics, it can spread toxics. It does a lot of things really. There's a lot of things that are really gonna be useful, especially heading into games where I'm gonna have to stall more. This thing can really help stall out some other Pokemon that otherwise might not be able to stall. Like fighting types that might try to switch into Licky Licky, they will now get toxic. I can spread toxics, I can spread knockoffs, all that stuff. Really helps to add more utility to what this Pokemon can do. Here's a quick overview of stats. Sorry, I kind of lost my words there. I was kind of confused onto what I was saying about Licky. So, now to conclude our draft, we have 2 points left. We got a guy with 2-point Mon. Looking at his team so far, we don't have as a rock type. And TEC is a badge system where you get badges for doing something. And, you get a badge for drafting all types. So I was like, you know what? I have all but one type. I might as well. That happened in the form of Karkle, which is gonna be named Mario Kart 69 because we will get to that Mario Kart eventually. Not much to say about Karkle. It's good. It sets up spikes. It sets up stealth rocks. It spins to keep hazards off of my side of the field. It has good bulk with the Violite. Pretty self-explanatory what it does. Like, it doesn't do a lot, and it probably won't even come in that many games, but it'll do, when it comes to games, it'll do a lot. It can set up spikes for me, it can set up stealth rocks for me, and as I said, it can kind of help with the more hyper offense direction of this team. This team is not fully hyper offense. I feel like it kind of does struggle with more physical breaking, so we don't really have the best physical breaking on this team. But other than that, that's kind of what I think. So I think this can really help for I'm losing what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry, I'm very much losing what I'm saying. I got 2 minutes left. Okay. I think I should probably wrap it up here. So sorry for constantly losing my words here. But I really like how this team came out. It really fits my playstyle. It just does a lot. Pretty much, it's a team that offers a lot of versatility in what it's gonna bring every week. Like, I'm not bringing the same 6 every week. I'm often changing up what I'm bringing every single week, because there's a lot of lower tier mods I have on this team that really work for other options. So that's what I feel about this team. I really like it. Really enjoy how it came out, and I'm really excited to use it this year. Hopefully we can do something here in Honedge. You know, see what we can do. Bye.